ॐ ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं विश्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणसहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अष्टादशोऽध्यायः मोक्षसन्न्यासयोगः। श्री अर्जुन उवाच सन्न्यासस्य महाबाहो तत्त्वमिच्छामि वेदितुं त्यागस्य च हृषीकेश पृथक् केशिनिषूदन। श्रीभगवानुवाच काम्यानां कर्मणां न्यासं सन्न्यासं कवयो विदुः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं प्राहुस्त्यागं विचक्षणाः। त्याज्यं दोषवदित्येके कर्म प्राहुर्मनीषिणः यज्ञदानतपः कर्म न त्याज्यमिति चापरे नियतं शृणु मे तत्र त्यागे भरतसत्तमा। त्यागो हि पुरुषव्याघ्र त्रिविधः सम्प्रकीर्तितः यज्ञदानतपः कर्म न त्याज्यमिति न त्याज्यं कार्यमेव तत् यज्ञो दानं तपश्चैव पावनानि मनीषिणाम्। कार्यमित्येव यत्कर्म एतान्यपि तु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानीति मे पार्थ निश्चितं मतमुत्तमम्। नियतस्य तु सन्न्यासः कर्मणो नोपपद्यते मोहात् तस्य परित्यागः तामसः परिकीर्तितः। दुःखमित्येव यत्कर्म कायक्लेशभयात् त्यजेत् स कृत्वा राजसं त्यागं नैव त्यागफलं लभेत्। एतान् कार्यमित्येव यत्कर्म नियतं क्रियतेऽर्जुन सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव सत्यागः सात्विको मतः न द्वेष्ट्य कुशलं कर्म कुशलेनानुषज्यते त्यागी सत्त्वसमाविष्टो मेधावी छिन्न संशयः न हि देहभृता शक्यं त्यक्तुं कर्माण्यशेषतः यस्तु कर्मफलत्यागी न त्यागीत्यभिधीयते अनिष्टमिष्टं मिश्रं च त्रिविधं कर्मणः फलं भवत्यत्यागिनां प्रीत्य न तु सन्न्यासिनां क्वचित् पञ्चेतानि महाबाहो कारणानि निबोध मे सांख्ये कृतान्ते प्रोक्तानि सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणाम् अनिष्टमिष्टं मिश्रं च अधिष्ठानं तथा कर्ता करणं च पृथक्विधं विविधाश्च पृथक् चेष्टा देहे दैवं चैवात्र पञ्चमं शरीरवाङ्मनोभिर्यत् कर्म प्रारभते नरः न्यायं वा विपरीतं वा पञ्चैते तस्य हेतवः ओम तत्सत्
I'll share the other one. Yeah, if you change the thing, it takes a while to get this thing back on. Okay. We were on the 10th sloka, right? Yesterday we finished it, but then you wanted to do the Manana today, or you want me to read it again before we go to the reading part? So we have
yeah, I think we'll read it once and then we'll move forward.
Sure. Okay. No problem. Okay. Verse 10. For him, the clear knowledge of Atma takes place gradually. It has to be told, and thus Bhagavan says, Na tvetiya kuchalam karma kuchal. Sorry, what is this? I forgot. Na
न
tvetiya
द्वेष्ट्य कुशलं कर्म कुशलेनानुषज्यते. It's न द्वेष्ट्य कुशलं कर्म. That is one half. Then कुशलेनानुषज्यते.
Okay.
त्यागी सत्त्वसमाविष्टः मेधावी छिन्न संशयः.
Thank you. Tyagi renunciate. Sattva samavishtaha, one who is endowed with pure mind. Medhavi, one who has discriminative knowledge. Chinna samshayaha, one whose doubts are gone. Akuchalam karma, inauspicious karma. Nadvesti, does not cling to. Kuchale, with reference to auspicious karma. Na anusajjate, does not get attached. So, Tyagi Sattva Samavishtaha Medhavi Chinna Samshayaha Akuchalam Karma Nadveshti Kuchale Na Anusajjate. The renunciate of the results of actions. Being the one who is endowed with a pure mind, then being the one who has discriminative knowledge and whose doubts are gone, does not despise inauspicious kamya karma, nor does he cling to auspicious karma. So I'll read this again. The renunciate of the results of actions, being the one who is endowed with a pure mind, then being the one who has discriminative knowledge and whose doubts are gone, does not despise inauspicious kamya karma, nor does he cling to auspicious karma. So Satvika Tyaga leads to and is conducive for Jnana Nishta. Let us consider the Satvika Tyaga first. His Tyaga, as we have seen, is Karma Pala Tyaga and Tyaga of egotism. He does his Nitya Naimitika karmas with a surrender to Ishvara and without the intention of gaining a particular result. Then he becomes a Sattva Samavishta, one who is endowed with Sattva. So, then repeat this line. Then he becomes a Sattva Samavishta, one who is endowed with Sattva. His mind is not dominated by Rajas and Tamas. Sorry, I lost the line here. Okay. His mind is not dominated by Rajas and Tamas. Shankara says he is Sattva Samavishta when he is filled, Samavishta with Sattva, which is the cause for a clear, discriminatory knowledge of the Atma and Anatma. Getting glare on my computer. Sorry. Okay. I'll repeat this line one more time. Then he becomes a Sattva Samavishta, one who is endowed with Sattva. His mind is not dominated by Rajas and Tamas. Shankara says he is Sattva Samavishta when he is filled, Samavishta, with Sattva. Samavishta with Sattva, which is the cause for the clear, discriminative knowledge of Atma and Anatma. Because he is the Tyagi, a Karma Yogi has a Sattva, an Antakarana, which is pure, and because of that, he can discriminate between Atma and Anatma. There is an order here. First, he lives life of Karma Yoga because that gains Sattva Samshuddhi. Then he has the capacity to do a Atma Anatma Viveka. And if he has that discrimination, he is called Medhavi. The one who has this knowledge, Medha, is a Medhavi. First, he is the Karma Pala Tyagi, And because of his practice of karma, with this attitude, he becomes qualified for this knowledge, that is, becomes a sattva samavishta. Then he becomes the one who has the knowledge, Medhavi. So the line here, Sattva Samavishta is one who is endowed with a pure mind. So that they give you that steps. When you live life of Karma Yoga, then you gain the pure mind, which is Sattva Samshuddhi, and then has the capacity to do the Atma Anatma Viveka. That is that when he has that discrimination, he becomes Medhavi. So then he becomes one who has the knowledge, Medhavi. Once he has the knowledge, he becomes a Chinna Samshaya. So after he became Medhavi, then he becomes Chinna Samshaya. The one whose doubts are gone. The doubts are many. Some of them can be enumerated here. They are whether Atma is free from time or time bound, Nitya or Anitya. So Atma is free from time or time bound, Nitya or Anitya. Whether it is Brahman or not, whether it's real or not real, Satya or Asatya, whether its nature is fullness or sorrow, Ananda or Dukkha, whether it is a doer of action and the enjoyer of the result, Karta and Bhokta, or it is Akarta and Abhokta. Whether Ishvara is different from me or is myself. All these doubts are gone because of inquiring into Atma and Anatma and gaining the knowledge of Atma. So, once he has the knowledge of Medhavi, then he becomes a Chinna Samshaya whose doubts are gone. So, that doubts are to find out whether Nitya Anitya, Satya Asatya, Ananda Dukkha, Akarta Abhokta, and whether it's non-dual or other, Advaita, right? Like all these doubts are gone when because of inquiring into Atma and Anatma and gaining the knowledge of Atma. And we go on to a doubt is born of only, sorry. Oh. Doubt is born of only of ignorance. Born only of ignorance. Once he is a Medhavi, naturally all doubts are gone because knowledge and doubt cannot coexist. This is said in the Shastra also. Bidyate hridaya grantihi chityante sarva samshayaha shiyante cha asya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. The knot of the heart is resolved. The knot of the heart is resolved. All doubts are gone. All karmas are destroyed in this non-dual vision. That is, this quote is from Mundaka Upanishad. The knot of the heart is the technical term for avidya kama karma. Ignorance, therefore desire, and therefore action, and its result. Okay. Because of this, there is perpetuation of samsara. How can he get out of it? First, he neutralizes all the karma by karma yoga, thereby taking care of karma itself at that level. So here the steps a little bit ahead of the previous step we read. First, he neutralizes all the karma and by karma yoga, thereby taking care of karma itself at that level. Then, with this preparation, by inquiry into Atma, he eliminates ignorance. Thereby, this three-stranded knot called Hridaya Granthi gets resolved, Vidyate. This means all doubts clear away, then all the karmas do fall apart because there is no individual to sustain them. When does this happen? When he has the knowledge that Brahman, which is both cause and effect of this entire creation, is Atma, myself. Shankara says here that the means for moksha is nothing but gaining a clear knowledge of Atma. So Shankara says here that the means for moksha is nothing but gaining a clear knowledge of Atma. After gaining this knowledge of Atma, he will not have the problem of feeling that it is not enough. Okay, so after gaining this knowledge of the Atma, he will not have the problem of feeling that it is not enough. He has no doubt about whether he has reached moksha or not, and is not going to ask anyone, do you think I have gained this knowledge? All such doubts are taken care of. When he is a Medhavi, someone could challenge him. You have only knowledge of Gita, but you have not gained Vaikuntha, heaven, which is moksha. The concept here is that self-knowledge makes you fit to go to heaven, the abode of Vishnu. Even though people may say this to him, it will not cause any doubt in him. He will not question whether he has moksha or not. There is no doubt about it. And fanatics will come and say to him, what do you know? When he says, I know myself, they will say, that's not enough. You are still a sinner and will go to hell without batting an eyelid. When they say these kinds of things, are they going to create any doubt in him? If they do, he is not a Medhavi. If they do create a doubt in him, he is not a Medhavi. If he is a Medhavi, he is free from any kind of doubt. He is Chinna Samshaya. Chinna Samshaya. So he is free from any kind of doubt. Being a Medhavi, a wise man, what does he do? Nadveshti akushalam karma. He does not despise karma. That is not auspicious. That is, he does not despise kamya karma. Shankara says, why are kamya karmas inauspicious? Even though they are rituals, they are performed for the sake of punya. Okay? Even though they are rituals, they are performed for the sake of punya, so that one can get some results later. And in order to enjoy that punya, you must have a body. The karma, therefore, becomes the cause for beginning a new body, and thus for the perpetuation of samsara. Because it perpetuates samsara, kamya karma is called ashubha, inauspicious karma. Having become a jnani, a wise person, he does not despise even kamya karma. When somebody performs Kamya Karma, whether Laukika or Vaidika, he will not detest that karma on the basis of the fact that it does not help in the pursuit of moksha. So, he will not detest that karma on the basis of the fact that it does not help in the pursuit of moksha, but only reinforces samsara. If he does, he has a problem. When somebody is doing karma, why should you bother about it? He has a desire, and that is why he does it. Why should you look down upon it or despise it? There is no necessity to hate any karma. Further, kuchale na anusajjate. He does not cling to auspicious karma. So, kuchale na anusajjate, which is he does not cling to auspicious karma. The nitya karma done for the sake of moksha. Previously, he had a certain commitment to that karma. Now he is no longer bound to it. He may do nitya karma, but he does not adhere to it with a clinging attachment. Even though that karma was once useful for him for gaining moksha. So, I'll repeat that line. Even though that karma was once useful for him for gaining moksha, because by doing it, he got sattva buddhi, and because of sattva buddhi, he got the knowledge that is moksha. He does not look upon it as something very beloved. Why? Like a bandage, it no longer serves him. For some time, the bandage protects you, saving you from further hurt and from infections, and helps you to heal. Then you remove it. What is your attitude towards that bandage? Is it beloved to you? No. You just discard it because it has done its job. Similarly, once this Nitya Karma was useful to him, no doubt, but that does not mean it remains beloved to him. He has grown out of it. He's grown out of it. He may even still be doing it, but he does not look upon it as a means because there is no purpose. The final purpose of doing Nitya Karma is Atmajnana, which he has gained, therefore not seeing any usefulness in it. He does not look upon it as something particularly beloved, na anusajjate, nor does he hate nadveshti, the kamya karma. We have seen before in the 5th chapter, Nyeyah cha nitya sannyasi yo nadveshti na kankshati. A sannyasi is to be known as the one who does not have hatred or longing. He is neither after something nor repelled by something. This is what is said here again. So he doesn't have hatred or longing for anything. So in the last paragraph, I think, in reading this verse, it is important to read the second line first, as we have done. Otherwise, it can be and has been for other commentators very confusing. There is an order here. First, he renounces the results of actions and does what has to be done. Okay, first he renounces the results of the action and does what has to be done and becomes a tyagi. As a result, he gains antakarana shuddhi and becomes sattva samavishta. After he gains the after he gains atmajnana and becomes a Medhavi, and later eliminating all his doubts and assimilating the knowledge completely, he becomes a Chinna Samshaya. Being this, he is a free person who has no hatred for inauspicious action or any clinging to auspicious action. Asya Tyagi, even though one is Sattva Samavishta, he is still a Karma Yogi and not completely free. Shankara has something to say here. The one who is enjoined to do karma, the karta, who has the notion, I am the doer, is the person who is under discussion. By living a life of karma yoga and in time being one whose mind is purified, the one who is awake to the self becomes free. He gives up all karmas with the knowledge, I do not perform any action. Thus, knowing the self that is free from all action, which is not subject to birth and death and all the modifications in between, not doing any action himself, nor causing someone else to do, naiva kurvan nakarayan, gains a jnana characterized by actionlessness. Atma is free from all action, and knowing this, he is one whose swarupa is actionlessness. The swarupa is actionlessness. Then who gains punya? For the actor, there is a punya, not for the actionless. Actionless Atma never acted and therefore does not gather either punya or papa. What about the ones gathered before? Thus, another question be raised. Now he has gained knowledge and therefore and can accumulate no new karma pala. But what about the previous karma pala? It is something like an alcoholic who has damaged his liver. Now he is no longer taking alcohol and therefore does no further damage. But what about the old damage that is already there? He still has to suffer digestive problems because of the old damage done to his liver. The same argument is used here. He has gained knowledge now, but he had already gathered a lot of sanchita karma and has to account for all that. Who do you mean by he? If he is the one who has understood that Atma is Nishkriya, where is he? You are speaking as though there is an Atma which he had understood, and then there is he who is separate from the Atma. The truth is this. The truth is this. The one who understood the Atma is the Atma. The one who understood the Atma is the Atma. I repeat that line again. The one who understood the Atma is the Atma, which has always been Nishkriya, even before it did not gather Punya Papa. Nor does it now. He thought he gathered it before. Now there is no before nor later. He discovers himself to be actionless. So all the old karmas evaporate. Like those of a dreamer waking up, there is no old karma, no new karma, no future karma. That is called moksha. The bondage of karma, which is called samsara, is not there for him. Thus, by this verse is told the purpose of previously mentioned Karma Yoga. So again, thus by this verse is told the purpose of the previously mentioned Karma Yoga, that is moksha. What about the purpose of the lifestyle of sannyasa, that is also moksha? So it was said, the one who sees the lifestyle of sannyasa and karma yoga as one, he sees. He sees the truth of both of them. So I repeat this line. So it was said, the one who sees the lifestyle of sannyasa and karma yoga as one, he sees. He sees the truth of both of them. Ekam Shankyam cha Yoham cha Yah Pashyati Saha Pashyati. Oh, okay. He sees the truth. He sees the truth of both of them. Yah Pashyati Saha Pashyati. Why? Because as the Lord says in the 5th chapter, real sannyasa is difficult to attain without karma yoga. O Arjuna, the wise person who is committed to karma yoga reaches Brahman. So the wise person, I'll repeat this line, the wise person who is committed to karma yoga reaches Brahman before long. Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkam aptum ayokataha yohayukto munir brahma nachirana adhikachati. Karma yoga is presented here as a means in sequence, kramena. That word kramena must be understood. Karma yoga is meant to give antakarna shuddhi and prepare you for knowledge. That is why he says, finally, through the assimilated knowledge, one becomes the Medhavi and Chinna Samshaya. He is the one who does not revile in auspicious karma or cling to auspicious karma because he is above ragadveshas. He is a sarva karma sannyasi. All this is very clear. What was said earlier is again repeated here. This bears repeating because it is the vision of the whole Shastra and therefore should be understood well. So, a lot of explanation in this one. Is there any paragraph you want me to repeat? Anyone?
Just the last paragraph is talking about sannyasa, isn't it? He talks about sarva karma sannyasa.
Yeah, I think the way he put it, the sannyasa and karma yoga, who sees as one, right? Like, and that part is like, this is for person who is a karma yogi. That's one I was trying to remember. The reason I came back to the sloka here, just to wanted to quickly check. He want to read the second line first, then come to the first line. So the second line is tyagi sattva samavishto medhavi chinna samshaya. That's what we read. And then he comes to that nadveshti akuchalam karma kuchalena anusajjate. Okay, all right. So I just want to quickly check on that. Okay, let me go back to the last paragraph here. The first line says, thus, by this verse told the purpose of previously mentioned karma yoga. So, mainly the karma yoga is what is repeated. That's the same thing, he repeating it again. That is moksha. What about the purpose of lifestyle of sannyasa? So, because that question came up, right? So they want to give that what happened to sannyasa. That is also moksha. So through karma yoga, there is a kramena, like the steps that you have to follow. And that step, we read it in the earlier paragraphs, but that is what this is saying here. That is all. So the purpose of lifestyle of sannyasa also is moksha, but it was said the one who see the lifestyle of sannyasa and karma yoga as one, he sees the truth of both of them. So again, the 5th chapter, he referred this other thing, real sanya is difficult to attain without karma yoga. So you have to attain karma, do the karma yoga to get antakarna shuddhi. Then you go on to that knowledge part. Right? So again, here put that karma yoga is presented here as a means in sequence kramena. Let me see what the 2 is. 1 second. Oh, Gita Sloka 5.5 and 5.6. Oh, jeez. 1 second. So, 5th chapter is the sannyasa yoga. 1 second. To me, I felt 5 and 6. This I don't know where the one was. I probably missed the one. Oh, here. The one is
Sorry, continue.
yeah, the Gita, the first Eka Sankyam Chayogam. That's a chapter 5 and 5th sloka. That's Yat Samkhyahi Prapyate Sthanam. Sorry. Yat Samkhyahi Prapyate Sthanam Tad Yogair Abhikamyate Ekam Sankyam Cha Yogam Cha Yak Pashyati Na Pashyati. So the state which one attains by Sankhya.
Pashyati, sa pashyati, not na pashyati. And then the meaning will change. Yah pashyati, sa pashyati.
Yeah, yak pashyati sa pashyati. Sorry, I said na. Okay, sa pashyati. So the state one attains by Samkhya. That same state is attained by yoga too. He who sees both Samkhya and yoga as one sees indeed. So that was the meaning for that. And that Gita one, the first line. The one who sees the wise person, he sees the truth, both of them. The one who sees the lifestyle of sannyasa and karma yoga as one, he sees the truth of both of them. So both attain moksha. And then the 5.6 is samyasastu mahabaho dukkhamaptum ayogatah yoga yukto munir brahma nachirena adigachati. So that one is about, O mighty armed Arjuna, true abandonment of work, which the discipline of Samkhya implies, is difficult to practice for one who is not accomplished in the yoga discipline of detached work. But the sage accomplished in yoga attains to Brahman, renunciation in no long time. So, if for either of them, I think he says karma yoga is the first thing when he does the work with detached manner, then he attains the moksha. I mean,
Maharaj,
yeah,
Maharaj,
knowledge.
can you read that paragraph? Then who gains punya? once again.
Oh,
Then who gains punya? That paragraph I want to read again.
sure, sure. Then who gains punya? For the actor, there is punya, not for the actionless. Actionless Atma never acted and therefore does not gather either punya or papa. But about the ones gathered before. So, what about the ones gathered before? Thus, another question can be raised. Now he has gained. So, the actionless Atma never acted, right? So, that doesn't gain punya or papa. But somebody who is acting, sorry. Mm, mm. Did I come to that? Yeah. This page keep going back and forth. No. Okay. The knowledge and therefore can accumulate no new karma pala. So one who gained the knowledge already, they therefore can accumulate no karma pala. But what about the previous karma pala? This is the one we are reading, right? Sorry, I'm kidding.
Correct. Go
Correct,
ahead.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
It is something like an alcoholic who has damaged his liver. Now he is no longer taking alcohol and therefore does no further damage. But what about the old damage that is already there? He still has to suffer digestive problems because of the old damage done to his liver. The same argument is used here. He has gained knowledge now, but he had already gathered a lot of Sanchita karma and has to account for all that. Who do you mean by he? If he is the one who has understood that Atma is Nishkriya, where is he? You are speaking as though there is an Atma, which he had understood, and then there is he, who is separate from the Atma. The truth is this: the one who understood the Atma is the Atma, which has always been Nishkriya, even before it did not gather Punya Papa, nor does it now. He thought he gathered it before. Now there is no before nor later. He discovers himself to be actionless. So all the old karmas evaporate like those of a dreamer waking up. There is no old karma, no new karma, no future karma. That is called moksha. The bondage of karma, which is called samsara, is not there for him. Is that all you want, or you want me to pursue this next paragraph?
Yeah, enough. Thank you.
Okay. I think we got there's repeatedly they were saying things, right? So we have to go with the verse clearly, how that word by word, in the sloka. So how that the kramena, that the steps. This one. I know we got several pages of this one. Satvikita, I want more. Okay. So please share. Uh, okay. So Tyagi, he start from the tyagi, that is the tyagi meaning here, who renounce the results of action plus uh,
Plus his ego.
ego, yeah, plus his ego. So he is detached, right? So he has to be detached from his ego and results of action. So once with that attitude, when you do the karma, that nitya naimittika karmas, that is including that yajna tapas and is that yajna tapas and dana. So when you do that, what happens? Sattva samshuddhi, that is the mind get purified. When the mind is all purified, then you inquiry about Atma, then the knowledge happens. That knowledge happens, that becomes Medhavi. So that person become Medhavi once he become Medhavi, who attained the knowledge, the true knowledge, then he becomes Chinna Samshayaga. Chinna Samshayaga means who cleared all the doubts. He overcome all the doubts in his mind, like what is Nitya, Nitya, what is Sat and Asat, and then whether Akarta, Bhokta, or Karta, Bhokta, and then he is by himself, like Atma is, Brahman is different from yourself or the same. So I don't know what is the other. I thought 5 points, right? We had
He doesn't despise
Ananda Dukkha. Yeah, fullness and sort. I mean, yeah, the nature of yeah, the person, right? Like Ananda or Dukkha. Then all these doubts are cleared, and the ones that
Yes,
Chinna
that is
Samshaya.
very important. Karta, karta, bhokta, bhokta.
Yeah, but when you realized person, then
He's
the
out of this doubt
Atma
also.
is apkarta, it's a non-doer, it's not enjoying either. But if a person who's that with the ahankara, then I am doing, when I say I am doing, that I enjoy the action or I may not enjoy it, like depending on what that karma is performed, right? So I am the doer, so I am doing it. That without that kartatva bhavana, or that Ishvara arpana buddhi, if that's not there, then we're going to become karta and bhokta. But that's how that doubt kind of you're in your mind is that going to be cleared. So now we know what is for somebody who gained the knowledge. Obviously, he is Nitya and he is Satya and Ananda. And he is Akarta and Abhokta. He is non-doer, not he doesn't worry or enjoy any of that. And then the Ishvara and Jivatma and Paramatma is as one. They are not different from you. So that is the knowledge. But those doubts are cleared, and then the Atma and Atma question comes, and then you gain the knowledge of Atma. So he is basically saying is you are accumulating knowledge. And then now the first line comes, Nadveshti.
he gains knowledge and assimilate also, like he lives
Right,
that knowledge.
exactly. Yeah. So even once he gains the knowledge, then even somebody asks, how do you know you gained the knowledge? You don't have to know. Once he knows, he knows, he is satisfied, he is complete, that purnatvam happens to him. and he's not perturbed with any questions that you ask or suspect or anything. It doesn't matter to him anymore. So, but if they doubt themselves, then they probably not completely attained that knowledge. Then going back to that first line again, nadveshti, nadveshti, nadveshti akushalam. So you come, so for him, like that, like that question asking him like that, and also he doesn't have to hate or like despise or like longing for any of that karma, based on that there is no liking or longing or not
Dislike.
disliking the karma,
Yeah, he
basically.
doesn't despise that
Despise, right. The reason being,
karma.
yeah, that reasoning was really nicely given here. The disliking part, why, I mean, people do kamya karma. If you do kamya karma because you're expecting some result on you, and the result of that action, then you have to have the body. I mean, if you gain the punya, for that you have to have the body, then you're again going into the cycle of samsara. So this is the reason that kamya karma is considered as inauspicious or ashubha. That is good explanation, like why they say what is inauspicious karma. It's nothing like that. All karma is there, but if you're doing it for your own interest and material things, then it becomes then you're going into that life cycle of samsara. So if he does that, he has a problem. So when he, at the same time, he was doing the nitya naimitika karmas to attain that antakarna shuddhi, right? So just because he got antakarna shuddhi, he cannot keep loving it and keep doing it. So he is going to let go of those also. So but finally, these karmas are he not have to do it. But then the question comes, what happens to the karma that was happened before? The example given for the alcoholic guy, right? The alcoholic person who had damaged the liver, once he damaged the liver, he stopped drinking alcohol. Then what happens to him? He may not further damage the liver, but then he will have some issues with the digestion or metabolism in the body, right? So like that, they say whatever the karmas he accumulated in the past, what's going to happen, then you're trying to differentiate, oh, what's going to happen to him? That that part is, once you realize the Atma, that Atma becomes merged with Atma everywhere, right? Then it becomes one. So there is no more of that Sanchita karma, or future karma, or past karma, or now karma, no karmas.
They all
So,
evaporate. All
yeah,
karmas evaporate.
all evaporated. So that is where we remember this question came up, right? What happened to Sanchita karma for the jnani? And that's what happens. But the prarabdha karma continues until that body goes away from him. So, so that was the thing about that such. Then he quoted this the final part about the two slokas from the 5th chapter, that karma yoga and sannyasa is seen as one, and who gains moksha. And karma yoga is the bottom line for everything, looks like. I think that's pretty much what I mean, meaning. I get that.
Yeah, very nicely described, Dr. Mara. All complete, basically.
You're really welcome. So yeah, I just wanted to, because this is such a important sloka, right? I mean, it actually whole like he put everything together, right? Like whatever we were reading so long, he like the Kramena, like he put it step by step, why we should be doing the kame karma. Remember the other day, this even to me also it comes up, right? We still doing it. So now making sense, right? Like if you do kame karma, say for example, if oh, I'm going to do the what do you call that, Satyanarayana Puja or whatever, to get a good job or something like that. Then what's going to happen? You may get a good job, then it will gain that punya or whatever, and then I don't know what will that. Then you will go into that same cycle of you want to do another puja for something else, another puja like that. I mean, in a way, it's good for us to get to this point, but then again, I'm not sure if you keep doing that karmic karmas, it's really uh,
Actually, it will deepen the faith and Shraddha, no? That
it,
every
it
time when
will
you're,
it
yeah,
it will, but then once you, I mean, if you're doing it for that kind of thing, and then that is more into yourself, right? Like not this the self, like the atma self. You're
yeah,
doing
but one time
for
will come
your
when
own.
all your
Yeah.
like you will regain gain that knowledge that between real and unreal. But till then, you will have this type of thinking that if I
Mm,
do this, I will get this. So, but
right.
some
True.
transition will be there, yeah, later.
Yeah. So that is where that my question came up. What we I mean, like yesterday or day before we were talking about, right? We would pray for Loka Kalyanam. You don't have to ask for this, that, and all this kind of stuff. So the same way, uh, uh, asking for more material stuff is not needed as long as you have enough. And probably what we have to do is with that of karma yoga attitude, do it for others. And yeah, I have to think it over a little bit more in my head before I can say
I
anything.
think after completing chapter
Yeah,
18, we again have to go for chapter 3 Karma Yoga.
right. But what I'm saying is whether we should do this or not do this, that kind of question. But for now, at least it gives you a good example. You gain punya, that is going to create. Then you have to have a body. Then you are going into the same cycle of birth and death, or punya or papa or whatever that was created from the actions. So since yesterday that Ishvara Yagna Bhavana, that keep thinking, even taking shower, yes, I'm purifying myself, my body for you, or whatever, that kind of attitude. I think it comes nicely, like Dr. Brahmara. Please share all of your thing. I mean, this is, even it takes the whole class for this one. I think this good thing she asked me to read it whole thing again. That's really nice. Oh, I wasn't sure who asked about this punya, gaining punya. When you say the actor meaning like when I do it, like when without mm, that with
When
the
we act,
ego.
we are called
Yeah.
actor.
Right. That's why I'm saying that we are doing things that we're called actor. So when we quote actor, that means then that we, who attain knowledge, that the actionlessness, like you remember that for people who do that, but then the Jnani or even Bhagavan Krishna, that that always comes to my mind, like that he says he's a brahmachari, but then how come he's brahmachari? He's married to Vaman Rukmini. So he's, even though it appears to be that, but that all the action is not attached to the Supreme Being.
Jai Gurudev, Dr. Mara.
Mm.
I'm suddenly feeling that how much beautiful flow is coming through you, and that clarity and the way you are reading the Sanskrit shlokas. It is
Mm.
not the same Mara who started. This is so much difference. It's like it is so obvious, so beautiful. It is really. I'm telling you, and so beautifully you are explaining everything. Like whatever is coming into our minds, no, really
Mhm.
getting confused at sometimes whether to perform the pujas or whether to
Mm.
mingle with this kind of
Right.
some together
Mm.
here and there. Everything you are means
Doubts are getting cleared.
No, I think, see, this is what I feel, like, am I doing it? Like, I was feeling so bad today. Like, I've been thinking I'm tamasic, that Tyagi person, where sitting and laying down, and you better do things, you cannot sit, you cannot do this. And, it really motivates me because of this, knowledge, and the more you gain it, you don't get your mind shattered everywhere, like, even then, some of the time it does. Um, like, the reason even I asked for that one session without any recording, because I really wanted to speak a little bit more personal manner. So I don't know if people will listen to all of it. So that is the reason I said, like, I thought it'd be nice to uh,
no. See, it
overcome.
amazing, amazing. Can't use the word growth,
You
but
Mm.
have become Chinna Samshaya.
yes,
All doubts have been cleared.
very beautiful, very beautiful.
Oh, thank
And
you.
Wonderful.
Thank
Medhavi
you.
also. Medhavi
Yes.
also.
Oh no, come on. I'm very little compared to, everybody, So, I mean, we all are actually, I really want you to know. I mean, actually, we are kind of helping each other. It's like a circle that we are forming, So it'd be really nice for us to uh, pushing ourselves. Hey, we have to get there. We have to get there.
Real satsanga it is.
Yeah, yeah.
This doing this Nitya Naimittik karma,
Mm.
initially it was full of kamya only. And with
Mm-hmm.
age also it depends. When you are young, you naturally expect good marks, doing good
Mm.
in the college,
Definitely.
getting good
Yeah,
job, getting a
yeah.
good life partner. So all this kamya karmas only you will be, even the pujas or yagyas or doing any kind of such thing, there will be a frill of means non-doership also, but very little, and but expecting some adhyatmic growth will be very little, but most of the time 98-99% it will be
Mm.
kamya karmas. But when you keep on doing your chitta shuddhi also uh, through the these sessions and do sadhana and everything, and
Mm.
nishkam seva, initially it is not nishkam seva, it is very much kamya seva only. What I will get in return, even if I don't say openly, but somewhere inside, oh, I am doing so much, where I am leading myself, that also
Yeah,
comes.
right.
But
So
then
that's
that
where you
superfine,
don't want to despise, or um, like, we don't want to despise or liking for the karma, right? So that is also, and also we doing it with that Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, that we are doing it for that purpose, like even cleaning the house, like she mentioned, like Laukika karmas. That's how, this is, you're doing it for the sake of, okay, I have to keep this earth
and
clean.
here one thing I want to add, uh,
Mm.
uh, one more beautiful tool the God has given us with the bhakti bhav, that I am doing something for my baby, I am doing it for Krishna, I am cooking, I am making a prasad for my Krishna. Whatever you are doing, if you keep on behind that this feeling,
Right.
definitely the way you cook it, the way you clean your house, as if Krishna is going to come within next 1.5 hours. Then how I will
Sure.
be cleaning my house, how my prana level will be, what state of mind my mind will be. So with that, the quality of life suddenly changes. So this bhakti bhava, no, sometimes that is what they say, the gopis, Uddhava went to teach them the knowledge.
Yeah.
Gopi said, we don't need all these things. You go away. We are
Yeah.
happy with our Krishna and our devotion and our love.
Yeah.
So that also helps to uplift. Then the whole karma, kamya karma also becomes, it elevates you. It makes you free if with bhakti bhav, if you do it. That's
Right.
what I wanted to share. Jai
Sure.
Gurudev.
Sure. That's also one
See,
of
that
the.
happens when you have a Satnarayan puja or anything in your home. You do prasada with bhakti, and it all that prasada always it is tasty. Can you imagine that?
I'm sorry, say that again. I didn't get it.
Especially the Satnarayan puja prasada, no?
Right.
Shira, you make no Shira.
Shira,
What you call it?
Keshari.
it's
Prasad.
always
Pineapple.
tasty. It's
Keshari,
always
yeah.
tasty because you do that with bhavana that we are offering it to God.
Right.
Yes.
So any prasada is always tasty.
Yeah. Actually, yesterday I made pongal and I put it for Krishna. I have an idol. And I also put it, I have another place where I also put Deepa and all that. And I said, please, Krishna, I'm going away. I had to go and babysit my grandson. So you better you have this, you eat it, And like, I wish, they come and eat the food, like I said, otherwise, then I come home and then, okay, I take the prasada from you. And then I ate it. So either way, you look at it, okay, where this food is going, it maybe, it just kind of, you ask that question, right? Like, how come I wish Krishna would appear in person and
No,
have
he comes in one or the other form. Whosoever is eating that is actually
Yeah.
a God sent person who receives this prasad also. So,
I
and this
know.
kamya karmas, no, slowly you will not realize it also when it becomes slowly towards the nishkamya karma. So
Yeah.
even nityanamitic karmas also, with this devotion that I am doing it for my God,
Right.
can lead towards nishkamya karma, and when your antakaran shuddhi will also happen automatically,
Appear,
and
right.
slowly that will reduce your sanchita karma also, the impact of sanchita karma. So
Right.
this is all interwoven thing, and it is happening for all of us, no doubt about it. And it is very obvious. We can really see the way you are reading it, no? Amazing. Bless you, Jacob. Very
Thank you so
beautiful.
much. Thank you. It's all your Krishna's grace that lead us to finish this 18th chapter, and hopefully we have to go another round we have to get Gita in us, not through us,
Yes,
actually.
we will go. We will go the third round. We will request Brahmaraji to please continue. Jai Gurudev.
Yeah. Okay. Brahmaraji, where is we have only 15 minutes. Should we go to the next sloka, or anybody else? Please share your.
Yeah, very beautiful sharing. And I can't agree better with Madhuri regarding, the clarity with which you have shared your Manana. Going back to the shloka, it is so beautifully outlined how a karma yogi attains moksha. He starts off giving up kamya karma. Of course, he is the sattvic of the three kinds of people who do karma. The true karma yogi is one who gives up the results of action, attachment to the results of action. And with this, he is ridding himself of the raga dveshas. And therefore, he attains antakarana shuddhi. And with this antakarana shuddhi, he is able to get that clarity and all his doubts disappear. Eventually, he starts looking at, he will be on this path. When he's on this path, he will be shown the path by getting himself open to a teacher. He will, and then with that vichara, he gets the knowledge of what nitya is, what truth is, what the Brahman is, and finally, when he is chinna samshayaha, he realizes the knowledge. At that point, he does not despise kamya karma, neither is he attached to his nitya naimitika karma. He might continue to act, like in the chapter 5, Pashyan, Shrinvan, Sprishan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Swashan. He will be doing all of that. But he is akarta and abhokta. So he has attained that moksha, which frees himself of all the sanchita karma. So he is no longer accumulating any more karma. And therefore, at that point, there's no difference between a sannyasi and a karma yogi. Because both the lifestyles of sannyasa as well as karma yoga are towards moksha. And the final rung in the whole thing is jnana. But to start off your lifestyle as a sannyasi without enough preparedness, without being a karma yogi, it is only wrought with a lot of difficulties. So without that qualification, pre-qualification of being a karma yogi, you just want to take to sannyasa out of desperation or out of saying, oh, that is the best thing for me to do. You will be in a soup. So therefore, the person who sees that there is no difference between the sannyasa as well as karma yoga, no difference in the sense, both ultimately have that knowledge as that last link to moksha. Yeah. And this whole shloka is actually so very beautiful. How they have given the different steps towards what happens to a karma yogi, what is the journey of a karma yogi on the spiritual path.
Yeah. Actually, that last, this paragraph in reading this verse, that's very nicely given, right? I mean, there are some slokas also that they mentioned here.
And like, it was so beautiful.
Actionlessness and the action. Yeah.
So at this point, he has reached the state of Advaita. There is only one. So where is the question of an actor, an enjoyer?
Right.
There is only one. And
he's
in that state,
always Ananda, right? So he's done have to enjoy. He's always enjoying.
And whether other people have a doubt or not, he has no doubt.
Right.
The Gurudev, I reminded of what Gurudev says, a person who's enlightened will not say he is enlightened. And if he says he's enlightened, know that he's not enlightened. So a person who's enlightened is complete. I mean, he has no feeling of insecurity, not feeling enough. I mean, feeling I'm not enough. That lack is not there. It is complete. And like you very rightly said, that purnatva happens. And he's just bubbling joy, enthusiasm. And he is reveling in bliss. That's the Jivan Mukta.
That is, you see the face of Guruji. You feel that.
He may continue doing his Nitya Naimitika karmas. And who are we to point out saying, oh, what is he? He's still doing his Nityanayamitika karmas, but you don't know what the state of his mind is. So he might continue to be a karma yogi till the very end, but he's already attained moksha when he has this knowledge, and that Hridaya Granthi is it's tangling him, that is unentangled. That avidya, kama, karma. So he starts off with taking care of his kama first. Ragadveshas. It's because of ragadveshas we have this kama. So that kama is taken care of first. Because kama is taken care of, there is no more karma accruing to him. And then he gets onto the path of vichara, of knowledge, of seeking who am I? And then that avidya is also taken care of. And then what remains is just moksha, which is knowledge, which frees him from past, current and future karma. Therefore, that Sanchita is also taken care of. And how Shankaracharya brings in the Purva Pakshi. He gives the example of the alcoholic whose liver is already a little damaged. Although he's given up alcohol, he has to suffer the results of the damaged liver. But then Shankara very beautifully says, who is this he? There is no more attachment, association with the body. He is merged, he's become one with that Atma. He's realized, he's not become, he has realized he is the Atma. And Atma is the only one, which is Akarta Abhokta. Such a beautiful, very, very beautiful shloka.
Yeah, even that Atma and Atman difference, right? Like the doubt. So once we understand that part of it, then that everything else is anatma, right? Including our body and mind, intellect and everything. Sorry. So that's why I was wondering, like this is not only meaningful sloka, but it giving you the map for us, like what we supposed to do. I had to jot it down like one by one. This line you just said, where did we read that, Dr. Pramana, about karma? The karma is basically desire, right? That desire kindles the action. The action goes on to based on the raga dvesha. Okay, the action based on the raga dvesha. Then that is not fulfilled. Then that action creates the punya and papa, and then the samsara comes. So that cycle is one. And then when you do it with the karma yoga attitude, that punya papa is taken away, right? You're not gaining that part. That you're getting the antakarna shuddhi. Thereby, we are able to assimilate the knowledge, and slowly you start having that Atma reflecting, that veil of ignorance is taken off and realizing knowledge. Now here that one more step added is the Chinna Samchaya, that we are getting clearer and clearer after that. So two different...
And all the 5 knowledge we learn in the happiness course are taking us towards the being more and more of a karma yogi. When you accept situations and people as they are, you're getting rid of your karma, your raga dveshas there. When you don't see intention behind others' mistakes. And when you look at life as, where all the opposites are complementary. So you're using these live 5 knowledge points, you're being more and more of a karma yogi. You're ridding yourself of your desire there.
Right.
And then, of course, your sadhana, your meditation, kriya helps you be in the present moment more and more. And in the present moment, when you're living more and more in the present, there is no way you are, you're coming to the state of not accruing any more new karma. You're spontaneous. You're in the moment. And in the moment, there is only joy. So it's all so beautifully interlinked. What we have learned, actually, that is why the gist, if Bhagavad Gita is the gist of all the Upanishads,
Right.
Gurudev has further, condensed the whole of the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita into this happiness program. Really indebted and grateful for this, to be on this path.
Yeah, we need to. I know you. One time you posted it, and I probably have to look it up again. The 5 points. I should write it and put it on my wall somewhere here.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Every week we are taking 1 point and following it up daily.
Right. You said about accepting things as it is,
Yeah,
right? This week. Yeah.
This week is that.
Okay, we'll take it as it is.
Yeah,
But
Hari Om.
once you follow 1 point, all the 5 points comes in it.
Yeah.
Jai Gurudev,
Yeah, Hari Om.
Sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please.
Yeah. No, again, accepting doesn't mean that, passively accepting. Initially, that moment you accept and you have to navigate through situation. It doesn't mean that if a person is married to an alcoholic, oh, okay, fine, accept him as he is.
Yeah, that's the same thing like that. The elephant is coming, I will stand in front of the elephant, not just thinking that's also Atma, I'm also Brahman, and so it won't do anything. Obviously, it will. So, like you said, yeah, you accept situations as it is.
Yeah, Hari Om.
When you accept situation, then only you can find solution.
Right.
What is happening is we don't accept the situation and start reacting
And
it worsens the situation.
Use the Viveka and with dispassion to it, maybe. Yes, Balaji, go ahead. We have a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Hari Om. It is so very wonderful. I'm just experiencing so much of joy. And really, every point today is so very valuable. And the word Kramena, I really thank our dear Nanaji, the way he designed the whole thing for us. Like if we would have, chapter 18, I must have gone through so many times, but it was so confusing. But now it is so easy to understand, and it's every verse, it is like a wow feeling. So it is Kramena. You cannot jump to the last step and the first, that, oh, I leave everything and I become sannyasi. Even though I'm gruhastha, I leave all my nitya nainitya. I don't do anything. I become a karma yogi and I will gain the moksha. And it doesn't happen. It is Kramena, such a
We all
beautiful
thought
word.
like that when we first read the Bhagavad Gita, right? For the very first time, we had all these questions. Nanaji was like faced with a lot of our questions, like somewhat insignificant now, but it so makes me laugh right now, like how we were little kids. Oh, should I do puja? Should I pray this God? I even asked him, I have, Bhagavan has 1,000 names. Which one I do this? Like that. Anyway, it's time now. Should we say Shanti
Shanti Pat? Yeah, Shanti Pat, and you can play Maya Panchakam.
Sure. Okay, sure.
Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Gurudev.
निरुपमनित्यनिरंशकेऽप्यखण्डे मयि चिति सर्वविकल्पनादिशून्ये घटयति जगदीश जीवभेदम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया श्रुतिशतनिगमान्तशोधकानपि अहह धनादिनिदर्शनेन सद्यः कलुषयति चतुष्पदाद्यभिन्ना न घटितघटना पडीयसी माया सुखचिदखण्डविबोधमद्वितीयम् वियदनलादिविनिर्मित्ते नियोज्य भ्रमयति भवसागरे नितान्तम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया अपगतगुणवर्णजातिभेदे सुखचितिविप्रविडार्यहङ्कृतिं च स्फुटयति सुतदारकेहमोहम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया विधिहरिहरविभेदमप्यखण्डे बत विरचय्य बुधानपि प्रकामम् भ्रमयति हरिहरविभेदभावान् घटितघटना पटीयसी माया त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया
Be best.